Hey guys, Sarge here. Welcome to the 3v3 play by email campaign. A quick update. A player named Azope has taken over for the missing third player on the Japanese side. And I'm a bit sick right now, so that is why my voice is like extra scruffy than it usually is. Uh, okay, so last turn, sorties they had about double. They had, but in terms of losses, they had 7 more total losses. But in the air, they lost 12 more. See what those are those Nels. Yeah, they lost a lot of Nels. Holy crap. 37 Nels. That can't be right for just today? That's a bit different than the last time I looked. Yeah, I think this is a bit bugged. It's saying they only lost 35 today. But on here it's way more than 35. Did I mess the save up at all? Let me go check something. Did I mess up the save? Nope, this is the right save. Alright. They lost a lot more Nels than I thought they did. 37 is insane. I don't think they'll be back at Singapore for that. Though I still have cap up at Singapore, and I also have long range cap to protect Force Z. They're definitely getting into Singapore for emergency repairs. Subs were kind of just trying to see as much as possible, get in the way, and that sort of thing. Generally in the Philippines, it's obviously build up Clark Field, evacuate the major ship assets, like all these cargoes, APs, and the DDs and such. Elsewhere, Shaggy is going to be making, instead of defending with all base forces everywhere in these spots, he's just going to try and make a couple of strong points, which isn't a bad idea. Because that is exactly what I'm doing in Singapore. Apart from a few base forces here and there and stuff that I don't think would make it to Singapore, I'm just going to be building up Singapore. I'm keeping Kuantan just for planes and as well as Georgetown, because I don't think I can get these guys down to Singapore in time. And as well, Georgetown is just very useful to have. It maintains a presence in the north of Malaya, and as well as a little area I can get planes from. I can try and evac planes out with from Singapore to Georgetown to Port Blair to Rangoon, which is very useful. Here, I don't see any point in losing troops for free. This is gonna die as soon as it gets touched. So, and they're gonna capture it that same day. So I'm just gonna try and get them to Tavoy. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but that is what the goal is, just to try and make some sort of stronger area. In China, as you can see, it's a lot of movement. I'm focusing around Sian, Aicheng, Changsha, Kukong as my main points of defense. Make this nice line right here, basically. Moving into Aicheng, I know I can take this. I have overwhelming firepower. And then these planes are kind of stuck up here. The fighters, I can't get them anywhere. I was able to get the bombers down into, where was it, Yan'an. And I believe they're going to attack uh, Taiwan. They're going to attack these guys. Just cause some damage and get them out of they get out of their move mode. And Cyan is just, yeah, move everything to Cyan, create an impenetrable fortress. Once I take a water. That's better. Changsha, I've got a bunch of bombers there. The ones with range are going to attack the ones down here, and the ones that don't, I believe, are attacking Aicheng. I'll give a bit of an update at Pearl. We're not going to have any major convoys or stuff moving around for a little bit. Just let his subs kind of. I mean, we know they're here. We haven't spotted them. We're just going to kind of let them leave and such. And then for repairs, we're only going to lose. We only lost that one battleship because thankfully we were able to. This has already gotten 10 flotation back. I'm pretty sure. I think it was at 90. So that's looking good. There's no fires causing more damage. So just about getting the flotation back up. And then green has gotten almost all of the planes, and then he's transferring the rest to Eastern US for training. For the planes I do have at Singapore is going to be a bunch of Buffaloes. That's what I have for my fighters. I'm moving these Blenheims out just because I need to free up some sort of AV. I am over, but this was at like 150. I have gotten it down. I just can't get it down any farther right now. So hopefully that will be able to help. And then, excuse me, sorry. And then just up here is mostly just convoys moving around, getting to a place where they can either pick up supply or going to a place to deliver supply. At Rangoon, we are over the AV requirement by a long shot. So I am like switching these guys around. It's not going to be much aviation support, but it's at least something. I'm moving the base force into Rangoon, and I'm sending this shitty rifle battalion to where it was. So that should help a little bit. And then I failed to notice on the first turn or two. First turn? Yeah, first turn or two. That I had these units I could get out and start moving. So I've remedied that situation. I'm sending cargo ships back up to pick these units up. This unit will be going to Shaggy because it is an Australian unit. It's not going to be worth much. It's just a machine gun battalion, but anything helps. And I've got this decent sized Indian brigade. Not great, but it's 80 AV. And then I have this heavy AA regiment. I'm probably going to try and get this into Rangoon. Just make it put so much AA there that he won't even ever think about bombing it. And I have ships going from Abaddon to Aden. I am concentrating my surface combat forces in Colombo. Just a little bit safer than Trincomalee and definitely safer than Rangoon. I did get these 3 destroyers out. They'll be making a pit stop in Brunei for fuel, then going to Singapore. And then I have 2 sails and 2 DDs waiting to further support getting the Prince of Wales and Repulse out. They may not do much, but it's gonna at least maybe distract planes or put up a little bit of AA, get their subs out of the way. Just something to get these Force Z out. They will be in Singapore for a few days just to get some flotation damage down. I may even send the Repulse early. It has way less flotation, but it does have engine damage. Yeah, 43 major flood damage for the Prince of Wales. And for the Repulse, it's a lot of flood and engine damage for major them as well. I'm gonna get these into the dockyard, not dockyard, the shipyard for repair, dry dock. Hopefully get my guys working quick. But I am confident that I have enough cap in place to prevent him. I don't think he has any land-based fighters in range to protect him. He'd have need to have like teleported the Kirubutai from Pearl Harbor to get through the cap I put up at Singapore. I have put a little bit up at cap in Georgetown because I'm trying to move some planes through. Uh, I was told that I did have some light cruisers. down here somewhere. They were down here somewhere. But either way, I have gotten a hold of them. So they will be going this way to Rangoon or to Colombo, one of those two. A lot safer route than going through the Strait of Malacca. So I don't need to risk 2 light cruisers. And then there will be a lot of movement between getting stuff into Port Moresby. Let's see if I can find Noumea and Luganville. There they are. And there's going to be convoys going to Noumea and Luganville to build those up. It'll initially be under the control of Shaggy's zone until Green can get enough force to then quote unquote take over this area, and then Shaggy can move those troops elsewhere, probably to like Port Moresby or to Darwin to defend his northern flank. Let's go into intelligence reports again. Let's go into top pilots. We did have a lot of kills over Singapore, a lot of 2 kills, which is great. This is going to be great for the experience of those pilots. And then got some P-40 Warhawk pilots from the Philippines with some kills. Let's go to ship sunk. Do last turn. We lost the John D. Ford, the McFarland, and then that's the only one that could have survived. The rest at Hong Kong, they just like they were gonna die anyway. So, and then we haven't taken out any Japanese ships yet. It's only day 2, well, more like day 1.5. But is there anything else I could go over? I guess my plan is, as long as they're gonna let me, I'm just gonna try and ram as much supply into Rangoon as possible from Colombo and Madras maybe. Nah, Madras doesn't have any. But I'm gonna be trying to get supply into Calcutta and Chittagong, as well as Rangoon. Oh, excuse me. I have a little bit of supply going to Port Blair. I kind of want to defend it, but in other ways you really can't. Kind of just as an area denial. I have like a couple AMCs in ports in places, but for the most part, all of these is just convoys. I had a couple convoys that started out with troops already on them going to Rangoon, and the one that was designated for Singapore, I've sent to Rangoon. This one was also going to Singapore, all of these troops. I haven't completely decided where they're going yet, but I do have them for now going to Chittagong. I have plenty of time before they even get here. They're going to get on the map in 11 days. So I have plenty of time to decide where they are going. And then, let me see here. I have a Gurkha battalion, Gurkha unit. Oh, it's Gurkha brigade, sorry. Going through there. Not really. I don't think there's really much else to go over. Let me just go through the intelligence reports one last time. See the ground reinforcement schedule. Getting a lot of stuff through there. I will have cargo ships. I'm sending a lot of cargo ships to Cape Town to receive these units because those will be very useful in 2 days. And then for the most part, it will be West Coast stuff for Green in the United States. For ships, Yard Patrol, which is kind of basically useless. And then we'll be getting a light cruiser in Aden, an Australian light cruiser, a lot of stuff in San Diego, and then elsewhere. Gonna be a while before we get any combat ships. We're getting a big bunch of DDs in Balboa in a week, which will be great. Anything else I could look at here? Group reinforcement schedule? Sure. Getting a lot of planes in Soerabaja next turn, as well as Los Angeles. A lot of Banshees in Brisbane. Looks like we're getting the Yorktown in 3 days, which is great. I'm not really going to talk about carriers because that's something that we just can't risk. I mean, I trust you guys, but every video, every play by email I've seen has kept carrier secret on the Allies side. So I'm just gonna keep that here. They do have a lot of force in the north of Philippines for the invasion. I don't know if his plan is to try and just put subs in the way to hopefully snipe a transport or two, but for the most part it will be defending Clark Field. As you can see, he's sending troops down to Clark Field. He's building the forts up there. So personally, I hope he tries to send Nels back to Singapore, because that would be great to wipe out another squadron of Nels. The turn is with the Japanese players at this time. We're hoping to get the combat replay back shortly, so that may be up tonight. That actually, that I'm gonna remedy that. That will be up tonight if they send us the file today. So I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.